Coming to you live from our studios on Slaughterhouse Road in Belize City, this is Love Television's Evening News. We'll get you caught up with the stories making the news for Tuesday, June 9th. But first, we start off with a look at the headlines. Death of teenager while in police custody leads to unrest on Caulker. Will People's United Party boycott upcoming by-election? We hear from senior party officials. Head of the examinations unit breaks down PSC results. Opposition party issues statement on Sarstoon Island incident. Caulker village is known to be idyllic and laid back. However, late yesterday evening into late last night, it was anything but. Word began circulating sometime after 5 o'clock that a teenager who had been in police custody had died. Villagers gathered in front of the health center and police station to demonstrate their displeasure. It was not until reinforcements were brought in from Belize City and San Pedro that things returned to normal. Reporter Hilberto Sotz visited La Isla Carinosa today and has the story.
Caulker residents are vexed. Minutes before 6 o'clock yesterday evening, more than 100 of them showed up in front of the local clinic where the body of 18-year-old Hilberto Sotz lay dead. He is believed to have died in police custody after being what residents describe as tortured. Stores began to close early and the crowd kept at it, throwing glass bottles at the clinic, a measure they took to signal their anger and discontent at the death of Sotz. They then went to the police housing unit on the island to find the officer who reportedly killed one of their own. Members of the GSU, strike team and the riot squad descended on the crowd, armed and ready to control them, and by 11 o'clock the crowd had dispersed. This morning we found remnants of what took place. Shards of glass bottles littered the yard of the clinic and a few perched on the windowsill. Most of the mess, we are told, were cleaned up early in the morning and collected behind a garbage truck. The events from last night brought the people from Caulker together.
People out here are tired. That's why last night people banded together, because they got tired of what's going on. You have a kid got killed last night by a police officer.
I think that Caulker is realizing and start to stand up for, for the village, for the kids and for everyone here, maybe getting chance because of the police.
2 officers have been detained, and what they are accused of doing to Sotz can only be described as brutal and inhumane.
I heard they even put a plastic bag over his head, and I heard that he's a little asthmatic little kid, so probably he got frightened by the time, he saw the bag. It's like a little fish without water.
The whole island mad about what happened, because this is the 3rd time then they killed somebody at that station. And last night, a lot of gunshot may happen, then they shoot up, picnic me out, they don't care who then shoot and thing. Good thing nobody not get hurt last night. And then yesterday evening when they beat up the little boy, they got the clinic and they want to make the doctor say that the little boy dead at the clinic. But the little boy me already dead because I was a witness. I was in the one of the Chinese shop. When I see them pass with the little boy, and go for 2 police and the little boy, but the little boy never look normal. He may just lean up and they may hold up the little boy. So that when they announced that the little boy dead.
When I reached to the station, there's already have a little youth already there bleeding from his face. And I asked him what happened. They tell him they were torturing him. Now what happened now seems like everybody came together and start pointing finger on this one youth. So the police end up taking more advantage out of him. Look like they put a plastic bag over the man's head and put chemical in the man bag and look like the pepper spray and end up they pass out.
The police, they try say, that they kill the boy. I don't know why they not come out here like how them in the hotel last night called Papi show themselves, like how them in the Papi show themselves. Right, they kill the boy and if you own up to what they do.
Police say they had to fire warning shots in the air in an effort to disperse the crowd. At the scene, we found 5 9mm expendable shells, which residents say were used to shoot at them.
The whole reason why the riot started that because the police come downstairs and point in at the father at the dead child face. He come down and point in at face and tell us that the talk stupidness because the man the talk for rights. After that, he come downstairs driving at the golf car and knock what boy off a bike. That's why everybody start fight it out, I think, and he ride gun and bring a whole force and they call the push ball people, to slap down people. I think that's not right. That's not right, and I never like it.
The GSU unit came in here and firing so many shots. They fired almost 300 rounds last night. Out here throwing down people on the ground, pushing guns in female faces.
Them at the bush shot after people in the yard, kind of thing.
One officer firing, there's a bunch of houses on the backside and he firing his weapon. Those bullets have to come down. And they firing those weapons and there were houses back there with children back there and they didn't care about the community. Some people were throwing bottles, but that's from years of frustration. You got to expect that. You have to expect that type of stuff because it's not the first time somebody went in that station and come out dead.
What sort of justice as a resident of the island would you want to come out of this?
Well, justice, let them lock him up, charge him as normal, and send him to jail and throw away the key.
Reporting for Love News, Hipólito Novello.
The Belize Police Department issued an official release on the incident. The release says that Sotz was detained by Caulker police yesterday morning at around 11:50, pending investigation into a series of burglaries. He was in police custody for 5 hours because, according to the release, quote, sometime around 5 p.m., while being interviewed, he reportedly started complaining of chest pain and difficulty breathing. He was rushed to the polyclinic for medical treatment where he passed away. End of quote. That's the police version of the events, chest pain and difficulty breathing. But what caused those chest pains and his difficulty breathing that ultimately caused his death? As you heard from the villagers, police officers allegedly beat him to death. However, the police department, through the same release, believes that Sotz subsequently died unexpectedly. From all accounts, that story isn't sticking, and Sotz's parents believe otherwise. The parents are having a hard time coping with the death of their firstborn child. The couple, Saturnino and Carmelina Sotz, arrived on the mainland last night and are awaiting the post-mortem examination for their son. Love News caught up with them earlier today. According to the parents, Hilberto was picked up as a suspect for a burglary that happened in the village on Sunday night. The crucial part in this entire ordeal is that Hilberto was reportedly not even on the island when the burglary occurred. Hilberto arrived back on Caulker on Monday morning and was picked up at the pier by his father.
And my son was not there. My son was in Belmopan. So my son reached at 8:45 because that's the first boat. When my son reached at 8:45, I carried him home to see his mom. He said he wants to see his mom. So I carry him home. Then after that, I run taxi, so I come back. So when I meet him by friendship, he tell me that is I come back. Then he jump in at the golf cart with me because I run taxi. So I tell him, let's go then, boy. So as I jump in on my taxi, when I see Eunice, the police, come and tell me stop. He say your son is under arrest, investigation. And I tell him, officer, how my son be under investigation, which in that my son is not here. He said, no worry. He said, let's go. He grabbed my son by his pants, drag on like one dog. I tell him, officer, you know what? As he drag my son, I gone straight at the police station. With my son, I tell the officer, you know what? My son not gonna be nothing about nothing. I tell him, just take care of my son. I know I'm not gonna hurt my son.
There were two little boys, because in the morning, they were chasing them two boys by around my areas. So they catch them too, but that little boy that they killed wasn't on the island. That little boy just reached yesterday on the island and they grabbed that little boy. And then they tortured him till they killed him.
I saw personally the little boy came in off the water taxi. I think it was the first boat from Belize to Caulker. And his father picked him up and they buy like something in front of my place. They went inside to the shop and the father buy a beer and the father say, let's go home. From then, I don't know what happened. But I was one of the first lady that saw that little boy coming off the boat yesterday morning. So he wasn't in Caulker the night before.
Once the police detained Hilberto, the family says despite his request to see his father, he never got that opportunity, and shortly thereafter, he died in custody of the police officers at Caulker. They are still in disbelief, particularly because of the cause of death that the police are saying.
So when I come back again, when I hear my son dead, and when I reach to the doctor tell me that when the police reach in the medical center, my son was already dead.
How did he die?
They said that the prisoner said that they put the plastic on his head and start to beat him up. Because right now, what other youth lock up right now, they beat him bad. And I don't know why they have to do that, why they don't carry my son to the magistrate and make the magistrate deal with it. I don't think so if they got right to beat one person to death.
And then start telling me that we got sad news for you, miss. And I asked them what? So I want sad news. Be strong to hear what we can tell you. Right, so the policeman tell me. Then I ask her what? Say, we are very sorry, miss, that your son passed away. So I tell her why? So he passed away due to breathing problem. Right, so he tell me. That way he tell me. I tell her, but why he have that my son that no one person was sick. I never take my son to the hospital.
Breathing problem like asthma, so he's meaning that.
Yeah. I think so, yeah, because that the way he tell me your son passed away due to breathing problem. But then that they concern me because my son that no one person where I have to attend to care in the hospital. I never yet care my son in the hospital for no kind of sickness.
So you don't believe that your son died of natural causes?
No. I don't believe it. I know that then because I had 10 youths they locked down, and according to eyewitness, then tell me that them put plastic bag around his head and demanding him to tell the policeman where the stolen items there.
Then kill him. I will not say no, they then kill him. Because the other day they tell me in front of my son that they will kill my son, and you see it happen.
You heard that?
You heard that because I was all the time with my son. When my son get arrested, I go with him in the station, you know. Sometimes they no one allowed me, but I still, I did that behind my son, you know, because I know my son. My son don't have to work. We feed them. I work hard for them.
Who told you that they're going to kill your son?
The same police, because my son tell them, why you arrest me for what I do, you know. That when my son talk for behalf, right, then get vexed and right then start to hurt my son. Then tell her no talk no more because I'm gonna deal with you. That's what they tell my son in front of me.
Like how I tell you, I really want to be strong and not cry, but I just can't. Because it hurt me because when he had me baby, he was my goal, was my eyeball. I give him everything. I work hard to raise him. I never noticed that the way how he went.
Today, the Commissioner of Police dispatched senior investigators from Belize City as well as senior officers from the Professional Standards Branch with orders to thoroughly investigate the circumstances leading to Sotz's detention and death. And as we mentioned, 2 police officers have been detained pending the outcome of their investigation. Leading that investigation is Assistant Commissioner of Police Noel Leal.
The investigation is divided into 2 parts. One part is a criminal investigation, and we're doing a parallel internal disciplinary investigation from the Professional Standards Branch. That investigation is underway. We have recorded quite a few statements, interviewed quite a few people, visited different scenes. This morning, before I left Belize, I also visited the morgue and inspected the body, and the investigation is ongoing. So hopefully we'll be able to wrap up about this evening or early tomorrow morning. And then the second reason or purpose of our presence here is also to maintain law and order and to ensure that all the residents or the inhabitants of the island live peacefully and safely.
Sir, can you say whether or not Mr. Sotz died here at this police station?
Well, we aren't medics as such, but when he was transported to the clinic here in Caulker, it was then and there that the doctor determined what was the situation, which is that he had passed away. So we wouldn't know if it was here, if it was on the way, or if it was there. We wouldn't know. I think only the doctor's report can confirm that.
Is the matter
has already been conducted?
No, it is scheduled for this afternoon.
Is the matter being treated as a murder?
No, not at this time. We would want to say. I must say that we mostly are doing the internal investigation part, the discipline part. The CIB is doing a part of it both here, and then the post-mortem this afternoon will give us more information.
How can you assure the public that this will be a thorough investigation without any tainted fingers grasping onto it?
Well, definitely I have not heard or come across that kind of information. But our investigations are usually thorough and complete, and we leave no stone unturned, and there's no one above the law. And whatever the information or wherever the chips fall, we will be dealing with that.
Hilberto Sotz was a second-form student at Belmopan Baptist High School. A post-mortem examination has been conducted on the body of Hilberto Sotz. His family has not received the results because they have been unable to provide a birth certificate. They are expected to do so tomorrow. While on the island, we attempted to get comment from the officer in charge of Caulker, but our efforts proved futile. When we then approached Henry Jamot, the officer in charge of the coastal zone, he denied our request and directed us to the police press officer. However, late this evening, we received a recording of Jamot. In the recording, Sotz's father, Saturnino Sotz, confronts Jamot regarding the corruption at the Caulker police sub-formation.
I just gave the assurance of the commissioner that listen to me, any wrongdoing by any police, they want to deal with to the full extent of the law. I just come over the phone with him. But that now I give people a chance to try to break up everything and riot.
No, but people don't tire.
They could tire, they don't have to live with them. We not going with police, going for some major Caulker. We will continue around the place.
Yes, but the thing doesn't have to run the way how you want.
I don't have to think what I have done. I have changed a lot of the dirty cops. I only never think about that. I will never watch that. Right? I'll only watch it now that it is negative. But how much good we have done. How much good we have done. No more fish showing up. That's why they tell us stick along and we will be a part of the investigation.
You don't tell me last week I killed my son. And still happening, still happening.
I never hear that anybody do when you say then you have to get that in our way. We are doing an investigation, Papa. We just don't want nobody there. We are not here to make nobody else there. We want to maintain law and order.